Today's horoscope, Taurus February 23, 2025. Discover your future with my daily horoscope for you about love, work, health, money and compatibility with other signs. You could bring something unique or creative into the spotlight with success now. This can be a favorable time for friendships. New visions of your future motivate and inspire you. You may seek intellectual stimulation or draw up plans for a special project. Working on a pursuit already in place is better than pursuing something brand new today due to tomorrow's Mars station. Collaboration or a friendly activity can be rewarding today. The tendency is not to dwell but to sort out problems. Energy levels improve as motivation increases. You can be especially on the ball mentally today and tomorrow. You might choose to organize or sort through something that requires attention to detail. A friend can be supportive, or a new alliance is in the spotlight. There can be more courage or desire to assert yourself now, particularly on a social level. Jupiter, our planet of blessings, is soaring through the heavens. As our great benefic resides in the high skies of Gemini, we can learn about how the human collective is approaching romance and love now until June 9, 2025. Since Gemini is an air sign, we may take a more intellectual approach to connecting in our personal lives. Since Gemini also holds ties to our close surroundings such as neighbors, siblings, or friends, singles may also find new love by trying to meet new options through these kinds of people. If single, ask for an introduction. Look into new professional avenues this weekend. It is time to consider other pathways as the moon enters Capricorn, its detriment. Now that the weekend is here, you have some downtime to research other professional pathways and opportunities. It could be the perfect time to look into different college programs and other educational resources. You could also research what it would take to publish your work, mentor others in your field, or even teach a class. Travel might be another possibility if you are willing to go the distance for your job. Consider your options. Thanks to the day's planetary configuration, you will intuitively sense the state of world affairs. This aspect sends messages of brotherly love, and in many cases, meets with resistance. Give yourself the benefit of a healthy lifestyle during this critical time in the human story. A healthy lifestyle includes plenty of rest because an overactive mind can take you away from the basics. Rest, diet, and exercise should be your mantra during trying times. Allow yourself to dream big. Today brings the magic of this day, and when it comes to creating and building things on a grand scale, this essence can see it happen. Perhaps it has been a while since you connected with this part of yourself, the part that dares to dream. Reawaken this, and think back to the dreams you once had as a child. Consider pursuing what you most desire. It's never too late. While the moon is making its ordinary monthly visit to your financial sector and something that every 4 weeks can fuel your financial instincts and imagination, it is the timing that is making this a lot more significant. 2 days after the asteroid Juno, the Queen of Commitment returned for her first visit in 4 years. This is keeping you emotionally and intuitively engaged and aware as you start revising your financial resolutions. The moon will leave tomorrow, but Juno is not only here until April but will work closely with Venus, the planet of money, in an intuitive and imaginative part of your chart. Before returning to Taurus each year, Venus, the planet of love, will move through a nostalgic and reflective part of your chart, taking your heart on a nostalgic trip down love's memory lane. It will normally take Venus 24 days to move through, and after nearly 3 weeks she should be just days away from returning to Taurus. Instead, Venus is slowing ahead of a retrograde turn that will not only see a sense of romantic nostalgia deepen, but she won't return to Taurus until June. Daily Planetary Overview. As the moon enters Capricorn, a sign where it is considered to be in exile, you may find that emotions take a back seat today. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, it simply means that the usual waves of sentimentality might feel muted, and expressions of deep feeling may not come as easily as they normally would. Have you ever had one of those days where you know you care deeply about something, but the words just don't seem to come out the way you want? That's the kind of energy at play now. The emotional flow may feel restricted, making it challenging to open up, especially if those around you are not providing the space or understanding you need. It's not that feelings aren't there, but rather that they may be harder to articulate or access. Flexibility will be key today, as unexpected shifts in plans may test your patience. You might have everything mapped out, only to realize that circumstances are pushing you to make last-minute changes or even abandon certain plans altogether. This can be frustrating, especially if you prefer stability and predictability, but instead of resisting, try to see these shifts as opportunities. Have you ever been forced to change direction unexpectedly, only to realize later that it led you to something even better? Often, the detours life throws at us are not roadblocks but redirections towards something more aligned with our growth. By staying adaptable, you allow room for new possibilities to emerge. In relationships, there's a strong pull toward making tangible progress rather than indulging in sentimentality. If you're in a partnership, this is a great time to discuss practical ways to improve your connection, whether through shared responsibilities, long-term plans, or finding new ways to keep things interesting. If you're single, you might feel drawn to someone who shares your ambitions and outlook on life, someone who can offer substance and stability rather than just surface-level attraction. This isn't a day for grand romantic gestures, but rather for meaningful actions that show care and commitment in practical ways. Have you ever had someone do something small but deeply thoughtful for you, something that meant far more than a simple "I love you"? That's the kind of energy that holds weight today. At the same time, be mindful of how you communicate with others. Capricorn's influence can sometimes make us overly blunt or focused on results, which might come across as insensitive. You may feel an urge to take charge and push things forward, but make sure you're not steamrolling over other people's feelings in the process. Have you ever been so focused on getting something done that you unintentionally disregarded how it might affect those around you? Striking a balance between efficiency and empathy will make all the difference. Pay attention to people's reactions and adjust your approach accordingly. If you notice someone withdrawing or becoming defensive, take a step back and reassess whether your tone is as constructive as it could be. With a little diplomacy, you'll find that people are much more willing to support and collaborate with you. With everything running smoothly in your own world, you're in a position to extend your energy outward and offer support to those who may need it. This isn't about grand gestures. It can be as simple as checking in on a friend, offering a helping hand, or sharing some words of encouragement. Sometimes, the smallest acts of kindness make the biggest impact. Have you ever been going through a tough time, only to have someone unexpectedly step in and offer exactly the support you needed? That reminder that you're not alone can mean everything, and today, you have the chance to be that source of comfort for someone else. There's also a powerful drive towards setting meaningful goals and taking concrete steps toward them. If you've been waiting for the right moment to start a project, make a commitment, or bring a long-held idea to life, this energy supports steady and disciplined progress. Capricorn isn't about quick wins, it's about long-term success built on persistence and dedication. Have you ever looked back at something you achieved and realized how much patience and effort it took to get there? That kind of deep satisfaction comes from committing to the process, even when the results aren't immediate. Today, take one step, no matter how small, towards something that matters to you. As the day unfolds, remember that even if emotions feel subdued, this doesn't mean they are absent. Sometimes, the most powerful growth happens in the quiet moments, in the steady efforts, and in the way we show up for ourselves and others when no one is watching. By staying flexible, open to inspiration, considerate in your interactions, and committed to your goals, you can make the most of today's energy and set yourself up for lasting success. What's one step you can take today that your future self will thank you for?